Alright, guys, so what's going on? I just watched Megan from this year that just released in theaters, and I just did a full deep dive blind watch me watch. So it's a full spoiler discussion. That'll be up after this. So I just want to give a spoiler free review of what I thought here. Now, this was a very mixed watch for me. We have James Wan, who wrote the story here, wrote the screenplay, and he produced this. I forget the director's name. He isn't. I think he did like three other films I've never heard of, and that's it. But James Wan has always been a great director to me. All his films he's directed, great job. He always makes great looking movies. This movie, the cinematography is great. The directing is great. The editing is great. The sound design is great. The performances by Allison Williams and Amy, I forget her last name, Donald. Amy, who plays Megan, is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic performances. The girl who plays Katie, the main girl, the 9 year old, fantastic performance by her. Every one of the main cast here gives excellent performances. So I can give a lot of positives right there. And for the first half of this movie, I was really enjoying it. Like every scene just got better and better, and it was very interesting. It was very engaging, and the character development is great. You really feel for Katie and for Gemma, played by Allison Williams. You really feel for them, and you relate with them, and you want the best for them. You don't want anything bad to happen to them. And Amy, who plays Megan, does such an excellent job that you feel for Megan a little bit throughout this movie. Then, at around the halfway mark, it just nosedives like hard for me. Like it just kept getting worse and just stupider. Like they could have went, and I'm trying not to do any spoilers. They could have went in a more grounded way, a grounded direction. Instead, they choose to go over the top hard in the second half of this movie. It's also very predictable. Like you can see most of the things in this movie coming a mile away. Sorry, my charger was in the laptop because the battery was getting low and it was freezing my camera for a second. I'll edit that out. Yeah, sure. But yeah, like it just it just gets really bad from the first half of this movie is really good. Then just the second half, or maybe even like the last third of this movie, just did not work for me at all. Like, and I really wanted to like this movie. Like, I really did. And I feel like this is definitely going to be a mixed movie. Like, there's definitely going to be a lot of mixed opinions on this. I can see that right here, right after ending the movie. There's going to be a lot of people who love this movie, and there's going to be a lot of people who don't like it. And I'm in the middle. Would I recommend this? Yeah, I would say take a shot and watch it because there are some great things in this movie. It kind of reminds me of Malignant, that there was some good ideas in there. There was some good things, but overall, it just was not that great. Like there was a lot of stupid stuff in that movie, and it's disappointing. It's a shame. It really is because like I said, every movie I watch, I really want to love it, but this just did not work for me by like the second half of this movie, and with all the positives that there are, like I said, like the cinematography, the directing, the sound design, the performances are all excellent, and all those positives. And then there's some good scenes in there. There's some great dialogue and exchange of lines between Katie and Allison Williams, especially. There's a great dynamic there. There's a great dynamic between Megan and Katie, but then it just goes off the rails completely. So, I mean, would I recommend it? Like I said, yes, definitely check it out. Would I say watch it in theaters? Go to the theater to watch it? No, absolutely not. Like, obviously, go and watch it if you want to, like, of course. But in my opinion, with how much it is to go to the movies nowadays, it's not worth it. wait for it to come on streaming or on demand or something like that. Watch it then. That would be my best advice that I recommend. But that's M3GAN 2023. It's the first movie of the year that I did that I'm reviewing now, and that I did a whole discussion on. If you want to hear full thoughts on it, it's a long video. It's like an hour or hour plus, but I'm going through the whole movie as I'm watching it and stuff and commenting on it. But it's a shame, man. Like, I really wanted this to be better, and it's not a bad movie. It's not a terrible movie by any means, but it just lost itself by the halfway mark, and it lost me completely by that same point. So that's M3GAN. Definitely go see it if you're interested in it. If it looks like a movie you might like, there is some good stuff in here. There's not a lot of tension and not a lot of scary moments or anything like that. There's some shots of M3GAN that are creepy for sure. There are some stupid jump scares in here, which is to be expected in a James Wan movie. I mean, he didn't direct, but he wrote it and produced it. And it feels very James Wan-ish. Like, I made that word up in the spoiler discussion. It's very Wan-ish. It feels like James Wan. Like, if you didn't know James Wan had anything to do with this movie and you watched it, and you know James Wan's work, you would be able to tell right away that this is James Wan had something to do with this. Like, it's so obvious that James Wan had something to do with this movie that he wrote and produced it. And he also has an amazing talent for casting, for picking the actors and actresses in his movies. He has an amazing talent of picking directors to direct movies that he writes. Like, look at the Conjuring series and Annabelle and stuff like that. I mean, those Annabelle movies are not great. Like, I like Annabelle Creation, but the franchises he's created, like, look at Saw. I absolutely love the whole Saw series, so he did a good job with that, picking I forget the director's name, who went from 4 to 6 in Saw. I don't remember. Bousman, something like that, maybe. But he has a good talent for picking directors and having faith in them to shoot a film very well. And I said the directing is great in this. It just, story-wise, it totally lost me. So go see it if you want to, but I would definitely recommend waiting for this to come on streaming or demand. So there you go. That's my thoughts on M3GAN. If you want to hear more, like I said, I'll have this full spoiler discussion up in 2 hours, something like that. And yeah, wherever you guys are from, hope you're having a great day, morning, or night, wherever you are. And take care, everybody. I'll have a video up for Day of the Dead later tonight. Take care.